Hello, my name is Megan Bright and I'll be your interviewer for today's qualitative interview. I'm a student at the University of Florida and I'm studying digital insights. I'm a part of Team 4 and our team is interested in understanding consumers' perceptions of popular fast food chains, which I'll get more into that in just a moment. So this interview will last roughly 30 to 45 minutes in duration, so I greatly appreciate you volunteering your time and being here with me today. Before we get started, have you gotten a chance to fill out the pre-screened questionnaire and the informed written consent form before?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So on that form, you'll see contact information for our professor. Feel free to reach out to her if you have any questions regarding materials we covered or the interview itself, or you can pull me aside at the end of the interview and I'll get you her information. So the study purpose of these interviews is to understand consumers' perceptions of popular fast food chains, as I previously mentioned. More importantly, we want to see how consumers' perceptions have evolved over the years with the expansion of wellness culture, so health and diet and body awareness in that sense. So you were chosen for this focus group because you are between the ages of 18 to 35 and you have a general idea about health and wellness culture. Can you confirm that that's correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. You also have consumed fast food at least twice in the past 12 months. Twice a month for the past 12 months. Can you confirm that is correct as well?
I have, yes.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to guide you today through a series of group-specific questions, and you are encouraged to share your opinions and experiences candidly. So any thoughts you have, you're welcome to share freely here. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to jump in and ask those. So over the course of 30 to 45 minutes, we're going to discuss your experience with fast food consumption. But you are welcome to leave the interview at any given moment. Otherwise, I look forward to hearing your thoughts to today's interview. There's no right or wrong answer. We value your opinion equally, so feel free to contribute to the conversation however you see fit. The interview today will be videotaped, but it's completely confidential and for educational purposes. If you have any issues with the video recording, please let us know now.
Good.
Perfect. All right. Before we begin, could I please get your name for this interview?
Yeah, my name is Jonas Solis.
All right. And is it all right if I call you Jonas?
Yeah.
Perfect. Fantastic. All right. And before we begin, do you have any questions before we start this interview?
No questions.
No questions? All right, perfect. All right, so the main topics we will discuss today are fast food consumers' purchasing habits, how and why consumers select the menu items that they do, how products the purchase value influences purchasing decisions, consumers' preferred flavors on the products they buy, and then how visual appeal affects purchasing. Do you have any questions on those topics?
No.
Awesome. All right, so those 5 topics will help our team fulfill our research objectives. If you have any questions, if not, we'll go ahead and get started.
Let's go.
Fantastic. All right. The first question I have for you today is how often do you consume fast food on a monthly basis?
On a monthly basis, maybe once a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks.
Once a week, once every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Perfect. And what inspires you to go out and consume fast food?
I don't know if anything inspires me, but I guess it's just convenient.
Convenience?
Yeah, convenient.
Perfect. And which fast food chains do you typically consume in those once or twice a week?
Probably Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's. You could count Tropical Smoothie or Panera Bread, I guess. It's pretty quick.
Perfect. And out of those 4 fast food chains, which ones do you visit the most frequently?
Probably like a Chick-fil-A or Chipotle.
Chick-fil-A and Chipotle. Is there any reason why you choose those over the others?
Chick-fil-A tastes the best in my opinion, and Chipotle I would put probably like the healthiest option at least.
Healthy is awesome. Okay, perfect. Have you considered trying other fast food chains?
I've been open to trying more, but I've tried others. Yes.
Okay. What makes you decide on those fast food chains?
Either somebody recommends it, or that's pretty much it. As long as somebody recommends it to me.
Awesome. Do those recommendations come from specific menu items, service quality? Is there specific attraction?
I'd say I hear about it from friends, but it's always about a specific menu item.
Specific menu item. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. And then, based on the top fast food chains you visit, Chipotle and Chick-fil-A, do you have a favorite menu item at those?
The spicy chicken sandwich is pretty good at Chick-fil-A.
Spicy chicken sandwich?
Yeah, with no pickles.
No pickles.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
And at Chipotle, it's kind of like a make your own, but I always get a bowl.
A bowl. Do you have an opinion towards Chipotle bowls versus Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwiches? Or why you choose the sandwich versus the bowl?
I guess just healthier carbs, easier to break down. When I choose like a bowl, I can get rice instead of bread, which is like gluten as well. So it just depends on what I'm trying to go for that week, or if I'm on like a cheat day.
Right, and you're referring to Chipotle's options are healthier than Chick-fil-A's as far as carbs?
Yeah.
Perfect. And what menu items that you consider healthier at Chipotle are those as far as rice and grains? What healthy items are you looking for that, say, Chick-fil-A doesn't offer?
Nothing really, because Chick-fil-A does offer, like grilled chicken, but I guess it's more just taste and how much you get out of it too, because Chipotle will load you up with rice and chicken, whatever you ask for,
Right.
as opposed to just like a singular, or
Right.
maybe like an 8 count of grilled nuggets.
Right. So choosing between your top fast food chains, Chick-fil-A and Chipotle, some factors, just to recap to make sure I'm understanding correctly, some factors you might consider are the nutritional value in products, such as grilled chicken or healthier grains over processed grains, and
Or like quantity.
quantity, so affordability for amount for how much you're paying for.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, that's great to know. Thank you. So think of the last time you consumed fast food for me. In order of priority, what were the 3 most important criteria for selecting that one restaurant?
I guess it's just how you're feeling. My last fast food restaurant I had was Zaxby's, and that was maybe 3 days ago, and that was a chicken sandwich with fries, and I picked that because I had it before and it tasted good, but the reason I had it was I got the wrong order on accident, so and I ended up liking it, so it was good.
Interesting. So let me see, to recap on that, it was how you were feeling.
Yeah, just my mood.
Right. Would you say your mood is, or purchasing consumer habits, is it generally consistent, or does that mood or preference switch up regularly?
I say it switches up regularly. It's mostly just due to like seasonings and how it's cooked, right? Because you can get grilled, or you can get fried, you can get salty, or you can get like spicy. So it just depends on, I guess what you're feeling that day.
Right. Awesome. Thank you. When I say fast food, what is the first word that comes to your mind?
Probably McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
What do you associate with fast food and McDonald's?
Why do I associate McDonald's with fast food?
Right.
I think just over time, most people kind of consider that as fast food, right? It's been there for so long, but there are new and healthier options. You've got Chipotle, Panera, Tropical Smoothie, a couple of others. They're all fast food. I mean, they make your food fast, but it's a somewhat considered like a healthier option than opposed to like, fried in oil.
Right. So, what paints the picture for you that Chipotle or Chick-fil-A or Tropical Smoothie, the other brands you named, are healthier than McDonald's? Is it the image that you've associated with McDonald's over time, or products you see going in or out?
would say the image, but also what the company offers as well. Like, you can't get a smoothie. I'm not sure that you can get a smoothie. I'm pretty sure you can't get a smoothie at McDonald's, but you can get a healthy smoothie at Tropical Smoothie, or you can get, like a vegetable soup at Panera Bread, but you might not be able to get a vegetable soup at Wendy's or McDonald's. Same goes for, Chipotle. You can get, everything's grilled there, and you see it cooking in the background too, pretty clearly. I mean, you can see McDonald's stuff pretty clear, but not as clear as you can Chick-fil-A, and you see what you're getting. You see what they're putting on your bowl or your wrap, and a lot more vegetable options as well.
Right. So, if McDonald's began offering smoothies, or the ability to see them prepare your food while you wait, or made it more obvious that they provided fruit and vegetable alternatives or plant-based alternatives for their products, would you consider trying those materials from McDonald's with the idea that it's unhealthier than other brands on the market?
I mean, as long as they painted the picture good on the advertisement of what they were advertising, then yeah, sure.
Right. And what are some advertisements or things that you have seen that perhaps draw you to a specific menu item or fast food chain, whether that's one you regularly go to or don't go to, that enticed you to try that out of your normal purchasing patterns?
I'm a creature of habits. Most times I do enjoy having something new, but when I do, it's either through recommendation, but if it was to be an advertisement, the last time I got something based on an advertisement was at Chipotle, and that was primarily because I don't know, the meat looked good on the advertisement. It was seasoned well.
Well, that's a fantastic reason. So you mentioned that your fast food consumption habits are often influenced by how you feel. So how does buying food from fast food restaurants make you feel?
I don't feel like guilty or anything. I know a lot of people kind of shame people for buying McDonald's or any fast food restaurant, but like I said, I think it's evolved. I don't think people think of fast food as like Panera anymore, even though you look up fast food and you'll see their logo on there. I don't feel like I said, I don't really feel guilty. I think it's evolved into something different now. I think, people are, I think it's the word that adds like a negative connotation to it.
Right. Do you think today's society, with an emphasis on health and wellness, has evolved fast food chains to
definitely
higher quality?
Definitely. Yeah. Documentaries or things on Netflix that people might see.
Right.
Definitely, it definitely has changed the fast food game for sure.
Right, and I guess that's where Chick-fil-A and Chipotle and similar brands, Panera, come in.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So think about the last time you visited a fast food restaurant with the intent of consuming a meal. Can you please explain how you prepared to visit that restaurant or chose that restaurant, what you did when you arrived, and what interactions or conversations you had with servers before placing your order?
Sure. Typically I go through the drive-thru. For my last one, I sat down inside, which was again Zaxby's. Last time I sat down inside just because it was late and not too many people are in the Zaxby's the area that I live in. So yeah, it's nice and quiet. And as far as interactions goes, I think just a kind of typical interaction, from the server or who's ever at the counter, just asking you what you want. I did have a question on one of the items, which I didn't know the name of, and they were able to help me. But as far as that goes, that was it. They took my order, I got my receipt, got my drinks, and sat back down. And but I do feel like there are different interactions now that don't not always require people to go up to even the drive-thru, or let alone the counter. But like there are rewards apps now that you can purchase items from, or even get free items now. So it kind of removes that step for some people who don't want to have a social interaction.
Right, and you said you typically go through the drive-thru and occasionally sit down inside to eat, but have you used those fast food apps or mobile purchasing?
I used to do DoorDash. It got a little expensive, so I don't do DoorDash anymore. Just because it adds that extra delivery charge, and that can be a little pricey. But let's see. I did use an application last time because it got me a free meal if I downloaded it. So
Right.
that might have also led me to that place.
Did you download the app before visiting the fast food restaurant?
Yeah.
And what inspired you to download the app?
I didn't notice the advertisement. Like I said, a lot of it's just kind of overhearing from friends or family, and they were the ones who told me if you download this app, you'll get a free sandwich, and so I did.
Awesome. So a rewards incentive from a referral inspired you to download the app before your visit to the fast food restaurant?
Yeah.
Awesome. That sounds great. So let's shift questions a little bit to a story of someone we have here. So suppose Sally went to McDonald's to purchase a meal for herself. When she arrived, and that's the sentence I'm going to provide you with. So I'm going to give you the end of the sentence to finish for yourself.
Okay.
So I'll say it one more time. I apologize. Sally went to McDonald's to purchase a meal for herself. When she arrived, and how would you finish the story in terms of how she completed her interaction at McDonald's?
At McDonald's. I guess it depends on how she felt at the time, right? So let's just say she got a McNugget, I don't know, 8-count nugget, or whatever the nugget count is. She went to McDonald's, she ordered her meal and sat down or left. I mean, that's kind of like the whole idea of fast food too, get in, get out.
All right, fast food, exactly. Would you say that Sally knows what she's going to order before she enters the store, or does she use window features or menu items or whatever to influence her buying decisions?
I feel like typically most fast food, not all, but a lot of fast food restaurants offer the same thing. Right, you're always going to have a burger, maybe some nuggets. You're always going to have fries. So when you go to a fast food place, you kind of know what should be available.
Right. And
at that point, I guess you should be knowing. I mean, it's different from going into a restaurant, right? That's why the waiters ask you, do you need more time to look at the menu? And you also need time to sit down and then choose beverage, all that kind of stuff. But at a fast food restaurant, the line is moving, so there's kind of incentive for you to pick quickly.
All right. So let's suppose you were describing your perfect fast food meal. Could you please explain what menu items this meal includes and what makes those menu items so special?
From anywhere?
Anywhere, yeah.
Ooh. So if I were to say what I'm feeling right now, which is if I had to choose a fast food restaurant, I would go to Panera and get a chicken noodle soup. So I'd go through the drive-thru probably, just because of how late it is now. Which also affects, I guess, just my preference on whether or not I want to choose fast food or not. But it is late, so I would go through the drive-thru just to pick it up, go home, eat it, or stop somewhere and eat it in my car. But I would go to Panera through the drive-thru. They have like a you pick two combo, so I'd get a chicken noodle soup with a Chipotle chicken avocado milk, half of chicken avocado milk, and that would be it. I don't really get drinks, just because I get water, and most of the time I just have water in my house. So.
Right. And are those two menu items, the Chipotle chicken avocado melt and the chicken noodle soup, are those two menu items that you can find at other fast food chains?
No.
No, Panera specific?
Panera specific.
Perfect. And is it specific ingredients that make those items so special?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
And what ingredients would those be?
Well, chicken noodle soup is just chicken noodle soup.
Right.
But as opposed to like the sandwich, I'm like a big fan of Chipotle mayo, whether that's on like some sort of Asian dish or like a Mexican dish or even like a tropical smoothie. They have a Chipotle chicken as well, pretty similar, with no avocado though. But it's got Chipotle, avocado, cheese. I'm not even sure what kind of cheese it is. Cheese and chicken, and it's really good.
How would you compare the tropical smoothie Chipotle mayo sandwich to the Panera Chipotle chicken avocado melt?
One's more like a panini press, I'd say. I'm not sure what the bread is, but it's different. The other one is more of like a flat bread, like a pita bread that's folded over. So as far as like bread taste wise, it is different, but I'd say one is more creamier than the other. As far as like, yeah, one's more creamier.
Do you have a preference between the two breads?
One tastes more fluffy and one tastes, it's just thinner. So
is that another situation where it's a different preference?
Yeah,
you feel?
yeah.
Fantastic, good to know. So how do you believe that most 18 to 35-year-olds perceive fast food menu items?
I think 18 to 35 is, would you put that like the millennium kind of category?
Yes, I would.
Our 18 to 35-year-olds, it's hard to break down into that group. I believe that like the 18, kind of like the 25-year-old group, I'd put in, I think fast food is perceived a little differently just due to how, just due to like documentaries. Like I said, it's added a negative connotation to things. And although things have changed and healthier options are available now, that's still kind of tainted its name. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people view it as kind of unhealthy, even though like I said, there are healthier options out there. I personally, all of my friends that I know, they eat fast food, and I don't hear any smack talk about it. But like my parents, for example, they're against fast food, I'd say. So anytime like I bring it home, they're like, "Oh, you're eating that?"
Interesting. And do they fall into the 18 to 35-year-old category?
They don't, actually.
Okay. So with the addition of fast food documentaries or documentaries that harm fast food and tainted people's views towards fast food as unhealthy, do you think fast food chains can recover from those perceptions?
Definitely.
Definitely?
Yeah, I think it's more just due to convenience, right? At some point or another, somebody's not going to have food at their house, and they're going to have to go out to go grab something to bite to eat. And at that point, who are they going to go turn to? A restaurant that charges maybe $20 for a single meal, or a fast food that has healthier alternatives now that can even be like $10, $9 a meal, or even get a rewards app, get it for free. And at that point, I think there'd be some sort of switch that would be, hey, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Or there are healthier alternatives out there. You jump from maybe only having tropical smoothie a couple months and having Panera, and then you just kind of build like a repertoire of different healthy fast food chains.
Right. And from that information, it sounds like you feel differently than the average 18 to 35-year-old's general perception of fast food, or would you say you feel the same way towards fast food as the average millennial?
I don't feel like I said, I enjoy the healthier fast food options. I can't say that I don't dislike. I can't say that I don't dislike like greasier options or things like that. But I'd say I feel indifferent from, I guess, that percentile of group people who don't like it.
Indifferent, that works.
Yeah.
Good to know. So I'm going to give you a list of 3 fast food chains here. Could I please get you to describe the difference that you believe, could you please describe the differences between Burger King, Wendy's, and McDonald's in your own words and opinions?
I've not had Burger King before. Like I said, I'm still kind of there's some I stay away from, and that's just due to not having it ever. But if I were to compare all 3 together, Well, I mean, for me, Wendy's and McDonald's kind of offer the exact same thing. You have, blizzards, whatever they call them. Something that like ice cream, chicken tenders, burgers, fries. It's always the same thing. I feel like they're copycats of each other's, and I think those three are pretty. I feel like those three are pretty close.
Do you think there's a draw to one of the chains versus the other, being that they're so similar?
Maybe specific items, like breakfast items. I know Burger King has breakfast items for sure, and I know that McDonald's does, but I've never heard of Wendy's. So maybe there are just different options there. I think Wendy's has chili too, so there might be like one or two different items that differentiate them from each other, but I still look at them as the same.
Okay. Kind of on similar terms, we know that Burger King has the king as their icon. Wendy's has the red-haired girl with braids as their icon, and McDonald's has the classic clown. So apart from these personalities, who would these three brands most likely be if they were people apart from the king, the Wendy, or the clown?
Bands, as in like music bands?
How would they be as people if they were not the personas that they currently present themselves as in advertisements?
I'm not sure. I don't know that.
So if McDonald's was a person, but not a clown,
Okay.
who would McDonald's be? And if Wendy's was not the icon that we see, who would she be? And if you don't have an answer, we can pass the question.
I don't have an answer. I don't know.
Perfect. So let's say you are the director of culinary innovations at Burger King, Wendy's, or McDonald's. What features would you consider when designing an item for the brand, a menu item?
First, as always, should be have. I guess what in your mind is when you come up with the idea, especially now, it should have. I feel like it should have a healthy alternative, but as well as keeping up with what's currently popular today, like a chicken sandwich, right? So I guess just having that in mind, what's trending, and I guess what is a healthier option to bring. Well, like I said, like that percentile of group of people that might not think, hey, McDonald's is not good for you. Kind of bring them in and change their mind.
And what healthy alternative features or specific ingredients would some of those healthy alternatives be?
There could be maybe it's just not adding something, they're just deducting or changing something away. So for instance, like instead of frying something in oil, maybe just grilling the chicken. Or I know that's a big one for most people, or even adding like a plant-based option for some others. Maybe like a McPlant or something, a McSalad.
Absolutely, good to know. Thank you. What do you believe other consumers between the ages of 18 and 35 value when they're consuming fast food products?
I'd say that's very similar. I guess just what's trending, right? I know a lot of people eat around the same thing, chicken sandwiches or Panera Bread, just a healthier alternative. I think there are some maybe that are going to die out eventually just due to not being able to keep up with, like I said, what's trending or healthier alternatives. But that also, again, depends on how big they are and their status. Like McDonald's, they might not add anything, but I don't think they're going to go away anytime soon.
Right. So in today's society, would you argue that consumers between the ages of 18 and 35 value those healthy ingredient alternatives that you mentioned more than consumers did 10 years ago?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Again, that's probably just due to the perception of like documentaries that tainted the name of fast food. And I really wouldn't even say tainted. I just show what's really going on, I guess.
Awesome, thank you. So let's go ahead and shift gears here. So assume you were buying a burger from a fast food restaurant. What are the reasons or situations that led you to purchase a burger from a fast food restaurant?
Again, it's all just preference, right?
Preference?
Yeah. It could depend on the type of bun, like which type of bread I like better, from which store, or maybe the cheese that they use. To me, steak tastes like steak, so I think it'd be everything else that goes on it.
And is there a specific fast food chain that you'll consume when you are in the mood for a fast food burger?
I'm not a big burger eater. But if I had to trust a fast food burger place, maybe a Big Mac. I don't know, for McDonald's. But like I said, if I were to get like steak, it'd be Chipotle.
Fantastic, thank you. So what are the qualities of a burger that help you pick a fast food chain's burger over the next?
I think having the option to add more burgers on there. I know it sounds silly, but having like a double burger, I guess you get more out of it too, right? You get 2 burgers and get two patties in one burger, 2 cheese. But a lot of places offer that. So again, I think it's more just a preference on like cheese and buns.
Right. So what are the ways that competing brands would compel you to try their burgers again?
Rewards.
Reward systems?
Reward systems, yeah.
And are these through mobile apps, or how do you place value on reward systems?
Some places do mobile apps. Some have like a code on like a receipt. You fill out a survey online, and then you get a free sandwich, and it might be a specific item, so it might be just that sandwich.
Have you filled out receipt surveys in the past?
Oh yeah.
So let's go ahead and move here. You mentioned you consume burgers when you're in the mood or feeling a certain preference towards that type of fast food. Can you tell me more about situations where you feel like you're craving a fast food burger?
Where I'm craving a fast food burger. I guess more so. That one's a little bit tricky. Again, that's more of like a preference, right? I'd say that's more of a preference kind of question.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to a different question then. How often do you find yourself in situations where you order a burger or a sandwich versus a different fast food menu item?
Probably more so than usual. Yeah, at least recently.
So, to make sure I understand, you typically consume sandwiches or burgers more than a different item on the menu when you eat out?
Yeah.
Perfect, that's great to know, thank you. How much do meals, combos, or value-added elements affect your decision of purchasing a burger versus a different item that doesn't have those combo packages available?
I guess more just on like if I've had it before, if it tastes good, or if it's through like a rewards.
Reward system again?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Also and what compels you to eat it?
And in a situation where you use those value-adding elements to influence your purchase, how did you order that burger? Was it through drive-thru like you mentioned earlier? Is it through the app? Do you have to bring your receipt up to the server up front?
Most times, if I were to order that burger, it would probably be through drive-thru. I use my rewards app, but not like most people do, where they order it on their app. I just order it through the drive-thru because from there I already have to wait in line, and then I just give the cashier my like drive-thru code or whatever, and they'll scan it or I read it to them. I get points.
Absolutely. So in those value-added purchases like combo meals, would you purchase the main course by itself, or would it have to be in the combo meal?
Sometimes I get pretty hungry and I'll eat 2 meals, and I won't eat 2 combo meals, but I'll eat 1 like entree and then 1 meal. I typically like to have a side just because it gives me a variety to eat, so I'll almost always get like a combo meal.
In situations where you order the combo meal and the additional entree, is that entree something that you would purchase as a combo meal, or is it an entree that you cannot purchase as a combo?
As a combo meal.
Okay, perfect. So it sounds like coupons and survey reward systems affect your purchasing decisions. Does it influence the type of product you purchase? Say if it was a coupon for buy one get one free of one particular burger, would you use that burger over, say, your favorite menu item?
Sure. If it's something I've never tried before, if it's something that I've tried and didn't like, then I would not use that coupon.
Right. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Let's see. I apologize. If you had coupons to, say, Wendy's and McDonald's of the same value, how would you choose purchasing at Wendy's or McDonald's?
I guess just whichever I've been to more. At that point, with like two similar fast food restaurants, I guess it's just more which has been more reliable.
Okay. Do you have a restaurant that comes to the top of your head when you think of reliability in fast food chains?
As far as burgers go, or just anything?
Let's do both. Let's start with burgers for the first question.
As far as burgers go, I would actually, that just came across, I would say McDonald's, but Culver's has some really good burgers.
Okay, so Culver's and McDonald's, would you say Culver's and then McDonald's?
Yeah, probably.
And then how would you rank that in terms of all fast food chains that you visit?
Of all fast food chains, if I visit, then it would probably be like, starting at S tier, probably like, I would say Chipotle first. And then, I guess, so all the ones that I eat, Chipotle and Panera, and then Chipotle, Tropical Smoothie, Panera, and then Chick-fil-A, and maybe Taco Bell. I forgot Culver's and McDonald's.
Okay.
But they'd probably be up there.
Fantastic. Thank you for your response. Let's go ahead and shift gears to our fourth main topic. What are the ingredients and toppings that you would like to see on your ideal burger?
On mine, I'm a pretty plain person. When I get my burgers, I just like buns and cheese, and that's pretty much it. But burger, bun, cheese.
Okay. Are there any sauces or seasonings that are absolutely needed on a burger?
Sauces or seasoning. Some people put seasoning on the bread. It just depends. Like, I know it's not a burger, but like Zaxby's will put a little like chip salt on their toast to make it taste better. So I guess it just depends. But also just the burger, what they put on the burger. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big sauce person or really anything on my burger except for just that. But there are some good sauces out there.
So I know you mentioned you prefer burgers plain. If there was a menu item that overall looked delicious, but you saw it had one particular ingredient on it, what ingredient would it have to be for you to avoid that menu item?
Probably pickles or mayo, just because lettuce and onion you can just pick off, or tomato you can pick off too, but like pickles almost make the whole like sandwich smell like a pickle, and mayo is kind of hard to wipe off.
Do you like having the ability to design your own burger at fast food chains?
I've never been to a place that you can design like from like a Subway type of point of view, but I do like the ability to say, hey, I don't want this on my sandwich.
Perfect. In fast food chains like Culver's, where they give you the menu items that they have, and you start with their burger base and build from their base, do you like that flexibility, or do you prefer menu items already designed for you at, say, McDonald's or Burger King?
I go to Culver's, and most of the time when I order in the store, which mostly means that you have more time. And at that point, I think you should have the option. I think it should be available. I think it should be both. Culver's does have the option to be like, hey, I want this item. Or they have the option to, design your own burger. And I think having that option for both kind of makes it convenient. Just like Panera. You can do it, you pick two, or you pick different items, what goes in your combo, or you can just pick the meal.
So how does the absence of your favorite ingredient affect your menu item, and in this case, a burger?
Well, if it didn't have cheese, I wouldn't get the burger.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about if a burger had pickles on it, or an ingredient that you did not like? How would that affect the burger?
I'd still eat it. I'd just pick it off. Mayonnaise, I might return it and ask them for something without mayonnaise, just 'cause, like I said, because that's almost harder to wipe off. But that'd be it, really. Just those two. If it came with, like, if I asked for no tomatoes and it came with tomatoes, I'd pick it off. But I think
as
mayonnaise.
long as you can exclude the
Right.
items you don't like, you're okay
Myself,
with it.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So let's go ahead and move to our final topic of this interview. And let's consider McDonald's, but in particular the Big Mac. Imagine the Big Mac as a clothing company, but in particular, that is the aesthetic of a clothing company on a person. If the Big Mac is a person in a particular aesthetic walking down the street, how do you think they would look?
I'd say a Big Mac is kind of like your average meal, really. So I think most guys wear just like shirt and a cargo pants that don't really match, but I'd put it as that. I really wouldn't put it as anything like designer or even H&M at that level.
Would you feel a particular way if you saw this individual walking down the street?
I wouldn't think twice. I'd probably just ignore them.
You said it's a classic aesthetic you see on Mel's. Who in particular would wear this style? And what do you expect other individuals to think about this style?
I see. So, I do think that is the primary go-to wardrobe for most, males.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some cargo pants, just any generic running shoes and maybe just a regular t-shirt. You don't think of like celebrities eating a Big Mac, right? That's probably why you never see them in advertisements for them either. I think it would kind of not taint, but it would just give them a different perception amongst some people.
Right.
But you might see some maybe you might see some celebrities at like a Starbucks, or a Panera Bread, where even though it could be considered fast food, it's like a hierarchy in there.
Okay. Well, thank you for that insight. I appreciate it. Imagine you were going to surprise a friend with a fast food burger. How would they respond to these different brand sandwiches? McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King.
If I got my friend a Big Mac, I think he would be confused. If I got my friend, I think burgers are a hard option to choose. Myself, I eat burgers, but I don't know a lot of people, other people that do. I think, like I said, like what's trending, right? So I think they would just be confused if I just got them out of the blue a burger.
That's fair. How would your friend response affect your relationship with the brand you presented them?
If I told them they looked like a McDonald's, or I think they were worth a McDonald's burger or something, I don't know how they would. I don't know how they would perceive me back.
Right.
But there are some. Sometimes I have actually gotten my friends like a sandwich from Chick-fil-A, or even now, like a lot of people here in Florida, St. Augustine, enjoy Chick-fil-A. So I think that would people would be grateful, and I'd hope they'd be grateful. But I know most people are happy. At least with Chick-fil-A. So anytime that I've gotten my friends a sandwich from there, or I guess what's trending, like I say, is appreciated very highly.
And does that reaction to the fast food gift you brought them negatively or positively impact your relationship with that brand?
With that brand, probably positively, right? Because then you have more people that go into it, your friends can relate to it, and you can relate to it.
Right, absolutely. So we all know that fast food brands generally embellish their advertising photos, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a few photos of some burgers, and can you identify which ones are the most and least appealing out of these 4 photos?
I'll tell you right now, that bottom right one is the least appealing for me. I think it's the bun looks really crusty. I don't know. And then it'd be a tie between burger, I'd say bottom right is least appealing, and then the one left of it would be, actually the one above it would be the top right, and would be probably like the second least appealing, and then bottom left and the top left one would look the most. I think the top left looks the best.
So the top left, this one right here, is most appealing?
I think so. The buns look
this
fuller.
Is second?
Yeah.
Third?
Yeah.
And fourth?
Yeah.
Perfect. And what ingredients or compositions of these burgers make them more appealing than the others?
Bun is number one, right? Like if the bun looks like it's been stepped on, then that's an issue. So that's why I think burger top right looks like it is, but bottom right doesn't even have seeds or anything. I don't know. It looks old. That's why I would put it there. It looks old. And then as far as why I chose the bottom left over the top right would be is just due to the burger size. I think the patty looks a little bit thicker and looks better.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your feedback. In what way has the appearances of these burgers affected your decision making? So you can use these burgers if you know which brands they're from, or if you're looking at the menu icons at a fast food chain. Those appearances that you see, how do they influence your purchasing decisions?
Just like I did right now, right? Just whatever looks most appealing.
What qualities do the better burgers you see possess in terms of ingredients outside of the bun?
Outside of the bun, probably like the color of the patty itself. Like that top left one, I'm looking at it again, and the top left patty, it does look a little more gray or brown than kind of like this bottom left one here. The bottom left one actually looks like it has the nicest brown kind of color. So it might just be the patty itself, but also top left doesn't look like it has much cheese on there.
Right, and do you have a preference towards veggie burgers over traditional meat burgers?
I eat veggie burgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you think health-focused or wellness culture consumers would rank veggie burgers versus traditional burgers from the ages of 18 and 35?
I think having a veggie option is good. I don't think many people... I think having a veggie option is good. I don't know that many people would choose that veggie option, but it would get some people to come in on, like I say, days where they might not have food at home and have to make a quick run.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your feedback. Do you have any questions regarding the topics we just discussed throughout this interview?
Do I have any questions? Why is it primarily focused around burgers? Can I ask?
Our team was interested in researching why certain consumers value one fast food brand over the other, considering that McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King are also similar. What entices them to certain brands?
So just mostly focused around those three?
Mostly focused around those three, yes.
Okay. Interesting.
And is there any information you would like to add to the qualities of this interview?
No, that's it.
Awesome. Well, I greatly appreciate your time today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our professor. Her email is on the information you received earlier today. Other than that, we are all set for today. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no worries.